When Minecraft officially launched in November of 2011, it did so with tremendous success. The game sold over 1 million copies in the beta, and this was an especially impressive feat if you take into consideration that they had no publisher backing them at the time. The game was never really advertised much either, with the exception of a few unpaid references here and there. By 2011, during the pre-release, the game already made $33 million in revenue. By March of 2012, after the formal release of the game, sales skyrocketed to 17 million copies on PC, making it the best-selling video game on the platform at the time. By 2014, the game has sold 60 million copies on the platform, making it the best-selling video game of all time. Although the majority of the success in the early days of the game can be attributed to the PC, considering that it was exclusive, by May of 2012 there was an Xbox 360 version of the game. This would mark an almost immediate shift, with players who have never tried the game before flocking to get themselves a copy. With the release of the then next-gen consoles the following year, even more would flock to the game, with suckers like myself buying the game for a second time on the Xbox One. Although the PlayStation version of Minecraft did not release until 2014, by the end of the year, consoles officially overtook the PC version of the game in sales. When the shift happened by 2016, the PC would only make up 19% of the player base in the US, with consoles sitting at around 40%. When the shift happened by 2016, the PC would only be making up 19% of the player base in the US, with consoles sitting at 40%. Mobile, of course, being the biggest gaming market in the world, is on top with the Pocket Edition at 41%. So with the shift from PC to console and Microsoft now owning Minecraft, the question becomes, is it worth playing on the Xbox Series X? The short answer is yes. 40% would not be playing the game on console if it was not worth it for them. The long answer does become a bit more complicated though. There is no denying that the superior version of the game is on PC. You do not need to look any further than the frame rates and features like ray tracing. The PC version of the game has a number of ways that you can customize your player experience and also expand on the game. One of the biggest selling points on PC has always been the mods. Some of the most beautiful worlds has been made by independent creators, and it is only playable on the PC version of the game. Different biomes, more mobs, and better food variety has all been added by members of the community, and it is a big reason why so many choose to play the game on desktop. Now, with that said, it does not mean that the console version of the game is all bad. Again, a large number of people choose to play the game on console, and there are some very good reasons for that. Minecraft on consoles goes back to the basics. The soul of the game has never been more alive on this version of the game. You do exactly what the game always wanted you to do: mine, craft, and survive. This is a big advantage for players who is completely new to the game as well. Split screen co-op is another big win for the console version of the game. Although one of the last games left to support this, co-op on a split screen is one of the best ways to play the game with your friends and family if you want to do it in the same room. Unfortunately, the game on Xbox has left a bit of a bitter taste in some people's mouths. It simply cannot be denied that the console version of the game is outdated. We are over a year into the current generation consoles, and there still is no updated version of the game available, meaning that the only way that you can enjoy the game on the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 is through backwards compatibility. On Xbox, this normally is not a big problem, but considering that there is no frame rate boost, oftentimes the gameplay works on the current gen console than it does on the previous gen, and don't even get me started on the lack of ray tracing support. In the end, it will come down to player's choice. The simplest version of the game, Minecraft Pocket Edition, also happens to be one of the most popular versions of the game, meaning that most who play Minecraft don't really care about any of those extra things. All they want to do is mine, craft and survive. As long as this is the goal, it really does not matter where you choose to play the game.